Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make something I made when my brother-in-law and sister were down here that was really good. I had made this a couple other times. Hold on a second here, let me grab this. I made this a couple other times, and so today I'm going to try something new myself. I've never had pan-seared scallops, and I bought a batch of the bay scallops. They were on sale. So I'm going to make this with what I'm going to make with the bay scallops. So this is called Voodoo cheese sauce. This is a sauce that you put over meat, seafood, French fries. I'm going to try it a little different. I'm going to make it because down here in the South, they eat a lot of shrimp and grits. And I'm going to try to make this cheese sauce over some seafood and grits. So I'm going to make some bay scallops, seared bay scallops with some seared shrimp, and put that over top of the scallops and put some French fries on the side and have this Voodoo cheese sauce, which is just truly amazing. This sauce is even great for just dipping chips in. So let's get over here and get this thing started. So here's what we're working with today. We got the scallops, the shrimp, the cheddar cheese. This back here is the grits for later. This is going to be made for the scallops and the shrimp. This part over here is going to be for the Voodoo cheese sauce. And I'm going to make some French fries in the air fryer, and then we'll put it all together at the end. All right, let's get this started. Okay, so in this little pan right here, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to get that cooking up a while. Get that melted down. Grab you a little spoon here. This is good enough. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt this down here. Then we're going to add our flour, which will make it into like a roux. And while that is going on, I am going to get a little bit of oil out here. I'm going to put in my frying pan back here, like a tablespoon of oil. And I'm going to get a little bit of butter here. This is going to be for searing our scallops and shrimp. We're going to put that back there just for now. And this is getting itself worked down. As soon as that gets melted, we'll be right back. All right, so in the meantime, while we're waiting for this butter to get melted down, I am going to get gotta grab a cup right here. We're going to take a half a cup of this all-purpose flour. And we're going to put it in a gallon-sized bag. And then we're going to take a half teaspoon of the seasoning salt. I'm going to put that in there. All right, that should be good enough. And then we're going to take 1 tablespoon of the Red Lobster here. This is my favorite seafood seasoning. I'm going to put like a tablespoon in there of that. And this is going to be what we're going to be putting our scallops and shrimp into to coat them before we fry them. So while that's there, I'm going to take these scallops this bay scallops here that I already drained the juice off of. And these are sitting out for a little bit at room temperature. So get them all in there. And of course, we're going to empty the shrimp in. Now this is a cooked bag, so I'm not going to let it in very long. We're just going to drain the water out of that. And for now, we're just going to put that to the side. We're not going to do that yet. And we're going to seal this up. We're going to seal this bag here. Oh, shoot. And we're going to give us a coating. Gonna give them a nice little coat there. Okay. Well, that didn't work out there. I browned the butter, which I didn't want to do. So, I'll do it a different way. I'm gonna put this back here. And I will get another 2 tablespoons of butter out. Again, this happens sometimes when you're trying to do multiple things. I'm gonna put that in there. Let that melt around. Now, brown butter with breadcrumbs in it works really great with butter noodles and other recipes, but for this one, we don't need brown the butter. I'm just gonna let this mix around a little bit. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour to make like a roux. So it's almost done there. You can see in there that it's still melting down. It's almost done. Okay. I'm gonna put in there 2 tablespoons of flour. Okay. And then we're going to start to mix that around. Like I said, we're going to make this into a roux. Get all those little chunks out of there. Get it all mixed in with the butter until it becomes nice and smooth. As you can see in there, it's all nice and smooth. Okay, we're going to put that back on the burner there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take and put in there 2 cups of milk. Let this come up to temperature here and start to cook a little bit. Put in there 2 cups of milk. Okay. Give that a little stir. Get that milk all incorporated with that flour mixture. Okay. So while that's cooking there, I want to move this just a little bit. We're going to start to add our seasonings. And let's see here. We're going to put in I'll put the seasoning salt back up there. Need that back. We're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon. Now you can measure this out. If you're doing it for the first time, you don't know really your measurements, I would do that. So I'm just going to do it because I've done this a bunch of times. So I know about where it needs to be. So a 1/2 teaspoon of the seasoning salt. And then we're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of the ground. Now this can be black or white pepper. I'm using the white pepper right here. I'm going to take that cover off there. Okay. And a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to put in there the 1 tablespoon of the ranch dressing. Now this is the basic recipe is 1. You can put a little extra for taste, however you like it. But you don't want to overpower it with the ranch because you take away from the cheesiness of the sauce. So we're going to mix this around. Get all of those spices incorporated so there's no lumps or anything in there. And in the meantime, we're going to take our cheddar block right here. This is white cheddar. And I'm just going to cut this down into chunks. Okay, and while that's heating up, we're going to put our chunks in the sauce right here. As this comes up to temperature, these will start to melt down. This is a very, very easy recipe, but man, it is so good. You can add chilies to this, red pepper flake. There's jalapenos. You can add so much to this, but I'm not a really spicy guy, and this spice with that cayenne pepper is just enough for me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work this down and let it start to melt. Just bring it up to a simmer here, and it's going to start, and it's going to thicken up as it goes. So while that's happening, I'm going to go and I'm going to stick some fries in the air fryer before we start pan searing our scallops. All right, as you can see, this is starting to warm up and that cheese is starting to melt in there. We're just going to keep working this around until all the cheese is melted, which will start to thicken up here. So our last ingredient for the now again, this is up to you. It's your option. So it regularly calls for a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So you can put as little or as much as you want. So we're just going to put a half a teaspoon there. I'm not a very person that eats hot stuff, so I'll stick with just the half. We'll get that all worked around as well. You see that it's starting to thicken up already. This sauce is incredible. It's good on steak. Like I said, on seafood. Definitely on French fries. You can even use it as a hot dip for the tortilla chips. Yeah, you could add chilies to this, jalapenos. I'm not going to add all that. That's not what this recipe really calls for. It's, again though, this is just a base for you guys to do whatever you want to do for yourselves. You can see there is how it's getting thick and all the cheese is melting down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this burner off for now. I'm going to rotate it to the back. I'm going to let that back there simmer. I'm going to bring the other pan to the front. And we're going to get ready to start our scallops here. Get our scallops and shrimp going. Excuse me there. I guess I'm going to use this one. All right. We're going to get this pan rolling. It's one of my carbon steel pans here. I love cooking in these things. Get it nice and hot. Now we're going to get our scallops in and sitting here. Again, I've never had scallops, so this will be something for both of us. Yep, them lumps of cheese back there are almost gone. Look at how thick that sauce has become. Man, that is really going to be good on fries. Let's keep moving that around so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Got to get this pan hot here. So I was gonna, let's see here. I'm gonna make some grits. I'm not a home style, like hometown grits guy that makes grits from, like, you know, scratch that takes hours to make. I'm just going to use these grits. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. Can't hardly see what that says, but I guess you just boil some water and we get some grits going here. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so now we got our grits water back there going. We're going to start dropping in these scallops here. Got to get them out of the bag here. They're a big conglomerate here, a mess of scallops. We'll make sure they're laid single file. I was going to use just butter and oil, but yeah, give them a little extra flavor here with the flour and everything on them. Get them all mixed around. Want them just a single layer though. Okay. Get this. Oh, there's another one. Fell off the side. And it looks like our Voodoo cheese sauce is done. It's all melted. Man, does that look good or what? Wow. Okay. We're gonna let these sit here for like a minute on each side, and we'll give them a little turn. In the meantime, our grits water is working back here, and we're gonna get ready to do that one as well. Like I said, this is the first time for me making these, and I usually use, truthfully, I usually use microwave grits, so this is a little different as well. So I know a lot of Southerners don't like to hear that, microwave grits, but that's what us Northerners do. When there's a shortcut, we're taking it. So that water's about to start boiling back there. And what we're going to do here is let these go for like another 30 seconds, and then we're going to give them a flip. This is calling for a 1/4 cup of grits back here in the back. That water start boiling, so we're going to cut that off and dump our grits in there. And grab a spoon here so we can give them a stir. Let them get soaked up. Okay. Wow. These bay scallops smell amazing. Okay. Looks like we got most all of them flipped over. That's looking real good. I'm going to have to add a little more oil though, because that flour soaked up all the oil. Put another 2 tablespoons in there. Then plate them off to the side in a dish. And then we'll throw our garlic in, or I mean, yeah, garlic. The shrimp in there. I'll let that cook a little longer. I was a little premature there on that. Okay. Let this go for like another, let's see, 30 seconds or so on the scallops, and they should be good. Let's put this stuff away here while I'm cooking. You don't want to leave these on too long because they'll turn rubbery, is what I was reading. So we're going to take those off a while. Okay, now I'm gonna throw our shrimp in there. Now these are already pre-cooked, so they're just warming up. That's all we need to do with this. We just need to warm these up. So I'm gonna get another plate out here for these. This is just a warm up. That's all that's gonna be. Our grits are almost done, and I'm sure the fries are almost done as well. Okay, we're just going to give these a couple turns, and when everything's ready to be put together, I'll bring you right back. All right, so almost everything's done, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this shrimp and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that seafood seasoning on them, because they're almost done as well, just to give it a little more flavor. Red Lobster seafood seasoning, it's like one of the best. But you can, use whatever you got. We're gonna let that go for just another minute or so and we'll be ready. All right, guys, so fries are done. We're gonna put some fries on the plate right here. Stack them up nice and high. We're gonna take some of our grits here. And we're gonna put them on the side as well. There's the grits. Now, we're going to take a spoon here, move this back a little bit. Take some of our pan-seared scallops. And we're going to drop them right on there. Just like so. Take some of our shrimps. Put them in there as well. Now, we're going to take some of our Voodoo sauce here. It's all nice and creamy. And we're going to pour some of that right over top of the French fries. Nice cheese sauce there. Oh man, that looks so good. And we'll pour some right over that shrimp and grits as well. Okay, guys. Look at that money shot right there. Man, that looks good. Can't wait to try it. Okay, guys, as you can see, that didn't take long at all to cook that up. That was really an easy, simple recipe. Maybe 25 minutes tops. Here's the sauce on the fries. I'm not a spicy person. Everybody knows that by watching my videos. But this has just the right amount of spice in it. Love the cheese flavor. Now we'll tackle some of these grits here. The only thing I wish I would have done different is, and again, these shrimp were on sale, so that's why I got them. But they would have had the tail off. That'd have been perfect then. Oh man, that is really good. Wow, I've never had bay scallops before. They're like a really sweet, they're like a really sweet tasting fish. Really good. Wow. That is amazing. Excuse me. The cayenne pepper is starting to get to my throat a little bit. So like I said, everybody knows me, knows that the hot stuff is just gets to me after a little while. It's not that I don't like eating it, but it just attacks the back of my throat and then I start coughing. So before I start coughing, I'm gonna eat this fry here and then I'll get the recipe posted for you and I'll finish this all up while we're off camera.